Hey, what's up guys? So I have a very important video and I think it's really good for the Yu-Gi-Oh community to actually watch this video, whether you are a newer Yu-Gi-Oh player or you're a veteran and you've been playing this game for quite some time. Now one thing that I wanted to mention first off is that not everyone is interested in being a competitive player. There are much more casual players in anything, whether it's Call of Duty, Halo, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, anything in really life in general. There are always going to be more casual players than competitive and players that dedicate their life into one game specifically. So, that said, let's go ahead and talk about basically what I see in the community. And I think that it's very toxic and it's bad not only for the veteran players, because we just might have missed out on a really cool Yu-Gi-Oh player that might be, building a deck in the future that'll be really good, and we might just miss out on an opportunity for him to, kind of participate in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, because the more players we have, and that's just how any game goes, the more players you have technically, the better the chance the game has at being successful. So let me go ahead and give you guys an example of a deck that someone would post and they would ask for help, where other veteran players would actually just bash the guy for no reason. So here's an example of a deck where it's just all over the place. The player probably actually learned about Yu-Gi-Oh from the TV show. I know cards like Summon Skull, cards like Blue Eyes White Dragon, Penguin Soldier, Karibo. There's a whole bunch of other cards that are from the TV show that a lot of younger kids play. Now keep in mind, this is originally supposed to be a children's card game. I know that there are several cards that cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars that people need to actually build their deck to play competitively. But like I said, going back to the point, not everyone wants to be a competitive player. Some players just want to actually learn how to play the game, maybe have a few duels with their friends and have a little bit of fun. But like I said, this is an excellent example of a deck right here, because it totally shows that the kid, doesn't really know what he's doing as far as making a deck be competitive. Now, maybe he just wants to have some fun with that. That's totally cool. But he can still definitely make his deck better because, obviously, when you're a newer player, when you lose, it's kind of discouraging. You're like, I don't like this game. This game feels unbalanced or something like that. Trust me, I've been there when I started playing League of Legends. So, for example, let's say that he's on some, forum, whether it be like Zodiac Duelist or any Yu-Gi-Oh forum or website, or even if he, has his deck list on a piece of paper and he's bringing it to class or something, and, you guys play Yu-Gi-Oh and he wants to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh and he's got his deck, and this is basically what he shows you, okay? So a lot of times what happens, you'll be like, dude, do you even know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh? And people would point at him and laugh at him. And the thing is, he might not know what an extra deck is. I mean, when you started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, did you know about everything? Because more than likely, you probably had a friend, help you out, or you learned from someone else, whether it be from, YouTube or a friend, or you just reading up online about different, techniques and different decks in Yu-Gi-Oh. There's no way you would just learn out, E-Dragons are the best deck, or, Gyugi is the best deck, and you mix the perfect amount of cards and you know about all these other cards, because there are so many older cards that a lot of players just never even heard of, like Seven Tools of the Bandit. Very, very old card, but it does technically still see some play, although now Wiretap has basically replaced that. But for the most part, there are some older cards that players just might not know about at all, and some players are super, super old, and they're jumping back into the game, and they don't know what the heck a extra deck is. They don't know, what the heck an XYZ or a Synchro Monster is. Now, let's say that this kid posted his deck, and he's like, guys, I'm trying to make my deck better, can you guys help me? Like I said, there's a bunch of players that will say, your deck is bad, go back to, a different game. They'll make the player discouraged from playing the game. And I think that, like I said, we can miss out on an opportunity for a player that could maybe, add something to the game that, normally people wouldn't see. Like, for example, building, random stuff like the Pumpkin 103 deck that I played. There's just, other players that can figure out these, crazy combos, like Frog OTK. That combo was actually available for a while, but no one knew about it until someone actually made it. So, we might miss out on an opportunity. Well, actually, I'd be glad if we missed out on the opportunity of seeing Frog FTK. But, there's other random things that can occur in the game. So, let's say this player posts his deck and people bash him. That wouldn't be the right way to approach this. Like, I think it's fun to, troll once in a while online. I love trolling. But the thing is, if the guy's legitimately asking for help, you can troll him for a while. But tell him eventually what you should do. Like, for example, you can ask him, hey, do you know about the extra deck? Do you know what a Synchro is? Do you know what XYZ is? And he might not know what the heck they are. And you can explain to him what those cards are, and then you can show him, some of the better ones, and you can have him incorporate some of them in his deck. Now, some players are not interested in playing XYZs and Synchros. I'm very aware of that. Sometimes you go online, they're like, no XYZs, no Synchros, and all that other stuff. I'm going to go ahead and swap over the camera real quick. But they'll be like, yeah, no XYZs, no Synchros. Let's see stuff like that. And hey, that's totally cool. Some players want to play the game in a different aspect. There are, players that like to play hardcore in Call of Duty, which is just a different game style. With no Synchros, no XYZs. XYZs, there are still definitely decks that can still play. For example, I mean, Crystal Beast, that's a deck that doesn't really need an extra deck. I mean, their boss monster is technically Rainbow Dragon, and some players, that's all they want to do. They just want to special summon Rainbow Dragon, and they'll be the happiest player in the world if they can just summon Rainbow Dragon. It doesn't matter that they lose, as long as they summon Rainbow Dragon, they're happy because they feel like that's what they've accomplished. Some players, they go into you know, games where it's like competitive, like league play in Call of Duty. They don't care if they go negative in kill to death ratio, as long as they get the win. Some players, they only want to get a high kill to death ratio. They don't care about losing. They just want to sit there and camp with an LMG target finder and just go prone all day. Some players get satisfaction out of that. There are a whole bunch of different reasons why people play different games. So the correct way to approach this, like I said, would be ask him what he's interested in doing. Like, you could say, are you just looking to play, you know, for fun or something like that, or are you interested in getting more competitive at it? Maybe show him some other decks that are relatively inexpensive, maybe like Black Wings or something like that, or maybe, like I said, show him what XYZs and Synchros are, and if he's not interested in playing them, hey, maybe show him a deck like Lightsworn, where they don't need XYZs or they don't need Synchros, a deck that can still technically play. So basically what I'm saying is help the player in a way that you would like to be helped if you were new to something. You know, like when I first jumped into League of Legends, I mean, like, I was overwhelmed. There's all these champions, and I felt like I was always getting one-shotted, and like Nidalee Spears had like magnets on them. But the thing is, once you learn, you know, once you have someone help you out, like I have a buddy that helps me out with League of Legends, and he basically shows me, you know, what to do. He tells me what the champions do, and that really helps out because I'm new to the game. I don't really know much about it. And a lot of times, even on my channel, like when I'll upload a deck that's like, for example, like the artifacts that I've been playing. I play Absorbing Jar, and I think Absorbing Jar is a cool card. There are other things like Malevolent Catastrophe that some players don't like. And the thing is, not everyone is interested in playing the super high tier deck. They're not interested in just playing the Yugiohs or whatever is the highest tier deck at the moment for, you know, whatever format it is. But the thing is, not everyone is interested in playing those. And some people don't like actually seeing the meta. Like I said, there are going to be more casual players than competitive players in pretty much anything in life. But the thing is, what I really love about some of these players that bash these other players is they haven't even topped. They've not even topped like a regionals. And like, I live in California, and topping regionals in California is very, very difficult because not only are there so many players where a lot of times in a regionals you can't even lose one. Sometimes if you go 9-1, you don't top. You don't get a top 32 because there's so many players that they just, you have to go XO. And you know, doing that, even let's say, well, actually I did. Okay, I went XO with Inzectors. And even when I topped with Inzectors, obviously that's a very meta deck. And then people will come up with the idea that, oh, Asian Eyes can only win with Inzectors. But then I won with X-Sabers. Okay, Cat was legal at that time. Or let's say I won with Lightsworn, you know, going 9-1 with Lightsworn, you know, well, okay, with Lightsworn, when Charge Light Brigade was at 3, when Honest was at 3, I'll admit, that was pretty dumb. But the thing is, that's what essentially wins, you know, these really high tier decks. And I think a lot of the players that are more into casual play are more interested in actually seeing these weird different play styles, like 103 Pumpkin Princess. Will that deck ever top a YCS? Probably not, but you know what? It's a fun deck, and you know, maybe potentially, if there are enough players that want to actually try it, eventually, you know, it might happen. You know, there are a lot of crazy things that win YCSs that, you know, never really get to see playing again. Like, for example, Billy Break lost to a player that really didn't know what he was doing playing Morphtronics. He just self-onned all day, and Billy Break, if you guys don't know who he is, he topped back-to-back YCSs, and that really doesn't happen too often in Yu-Gi-Oh! And the thing is, that player, he knows what he's doing with the game, and I know I've made a video that said Yu-Gi-Oh! Takes no skill, and it's more about just kind of knowledge, but that's kind of, you know, how a lot of games are. Like, for example, League of Legends, I mean, there's obviously skill shots, and you gotta, like, lead your shots, and there's a lot of other things that come into play. But the thing is, I like to have fun playing, you know, different stuff in the game that is available that no one really plays with. Let me go ahead and give you an example in a different game, which is Call of Duty. If you guys don't know, I do a lot of gameplay of Call of Duty. I really love League play. I like playing Call of Duty competitively. I'm in Masters, but I still like to have fun. Even if I'm playing ranked games, there are still times where I like to just mess around in the game. Let me go ahead and give you guys an example of me just messing around, and it's just a lot of fun. He's over by Delhi.
I think I heard him court? Yeah.
He's got Flak Jacket.
His Flak Jacket.
Oh.
He's going court right now. He went bottom brown. There he is.
Oh, damn it. Would have been embarrassing.
Oh my god. That guy's so choked. T90X.
Oh my gosh.
Switching up.
So there was an example where I was talking about where, you know, I probably could have, you know, if I had an M8A1, I could have one-bursted him, you know, no problem at all. But how funny was that? Like, you know, everyone's laughing that we have a good time together. And like I said, not everyone is interested in playing the game competitive. So, you know, keep that in mind. I think Dragon Duelist Girl did an excellent example of this, so I want to share this video with you guys. If you guys want to check it out, I'll put the full video link in the description box below. But it's an excellent point that she's actually made.
But when you look at this pin right here, on the back of it, it says ages 6 and up. So you look stupid when you get mad because you don't like someone's shining friendship deck. Like, this deck's not competitive, fuck friendship, fuck Yu-Gi-Oh! What the fuck is this? This isn't E-Dragons. I can't win a YCS with this. And you look retarded. What, like, do you think you're trolling? Because there's a difference between trolling and just purposefully acting stupid. Because in your mind, you might be like, haha, I sure fooled them, they only think I'm stupid. But to everyone else, you're actually just stupid, you didn't accomplish anything. So, I don't understand what's the need, like, are you that bored? Instead of just making your own Yu-Gi-Oh videos, or, I don't know, like, fucking take up knitting or something. People just feel the need to go on these videos and like bash them for absolutely no reason.
So that was an excellent point that she made, and I thought that I would share that because basically that's exactly what I wanted to say, is that not everyone wants to be playing this game competitively, and when you say things like, you know, I can't top a YCS with this, Asian Eyes, what are you doing with this deck, or something like that, the thing is, I want to have fun with this game. Some players, like I said, have more fun when they play random stuff, and even if they don't win, like I said, people that can summon Rainbow Dragon, even if they lose, they're happy, because in their mind, they summoned Rainbow Dragon, and that was the task in their deck, and they pulled it off. Maybe some people just want a 360 quickscope. Hey, you know, that's fine too. And some people just have more satisfying to get one kill out of, you know, 300,000 quickscopes, or 360, you know, throwing combat axes, than they do actually playing and winning the game, which is just something that you have to take into consideration as another player. But if you're interested in more competitive play, you know, that's totally cool too. Hey, just go ahead and you know, play the decks that people like to play. Like if you're really interested in being competitive in Call of Duty, like in Black Ops, like you run the M801, you run the, you know, reflex stock, you know, you run the like the standard stuff that most people run. But the thing is, it's always interesting to see what other people come up with ideas, like, you know, stupid things in Call of Duty, like, well, the crossbow is absolutely atrocious, but like I said, it's just more fun, and I mean, like, we were all laughing, and I thought that was really fun, and that's much more enjoyable for me than just one-bursting someone with the M8A1. But anyways, if you guys want to check out my gaming channel, link also down below in the description box. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this improves the Yu-Gi-Oh community just a little bit, because, you know, like I said, it's just so toxic when you see other players get bashed for literally no reason when they're trying to ask for help, or they don't understand a certain ruling, because, you know, sometimes I don't know every rule of Yu-Gi-Oh! There are certain cards that kind of change the rulings, like, you know, Tour Guide Sangan used to get a ruling, but then they took it back, they changed their minds. Dark Soul had a ruling, they're like, you know what, we're going to change our mind, because erratas happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and be out there and help other Yu-Gi-Oh! Players actually understand, because if you really want to help them, the best way is just basically ask them, you know, what are you interested in playing? You know, do you know a little bit more about the game? But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes, signing out.